Military people of Reddit, Area 51 guards, how do you feel about the 20th of September raid? You mean the 20th of September massacre? I worked security forces down the way at Nellis for a few years. I would say good luck getting in first of all, it's just shitty desert for miles. Second, when you cross into a restricted area which is clearly denoted by many posted signs or painted on the ground, when not dirt, lethal force is authorized, no questions asked. But I would imagine that you would have to get in pretty far before lethal force is actually used. I think people might actually show up but no one will actually do anything and it will be guards at the border of the restricted area talking to neckbeards all night long. I'm banking on at least 2 idiots who are serious about it trying to get far and dying for the meme. But maybe my idiot to the general public ratio is wrong, who knows. Bring lots of water? It gets hot in the frickin' desert and it's miles to get to anything. Also, it gets very cold. Because desert. They are just going to let everyone in the base. Then never let them leave. The aliens need human sacrifices. Who do you think planned the raid? It's all a massive ploy by the aliens to bring in unwitting human sacrifices. They studied our culture, realized the power of memes and use that power against us. If you don't write this novel in 2 years, I will. Ex-military with no relation to Area 51. I hope they clap some spicy alien cheeks. Finna get me an alien mill. I like to think of it as voluntary sub-post adulthood. Abortions. Your abortion is overdue, please step into your designated line. Your free trial for being alive has ended. Army here. I am so glad I am not one of the people in charge of security on that base, is all I'm gonna say. I don't think people realize how much desert there is to the actual base. There's nothing out there for a reason. I'd imagine any SF people would just let them run as far as they can and then just drive over to them and offer empty due to get in the back of the truck. I can honestly just imagine dudes wearing Oakleys driving a tricked out 4x4 white panel van with free Mountain Dew or free Monster painted on sides trawling the desert looking for people. Resident here. I hope this guy make it inside. We have been living in here for several decades and I honestly want to stretch my tentacles and finally roam the world. See the sights, splorch the splorchs. I'm rooting for you, friend. Thanks, I'm also looking forward to going home. A good chance to test the newest rubber chili pepper bullets and next gen non-lethal weaponry. They could just use the puke laser, or the sound pain machine, or the poop tuber. It plays the brown note hauntingly. I can't wait to see the gun that makes you shit yourself. The Browning automatic rifle has already seen combat. I used to work at Area 76. My only advice is, try not to get shot by the guards or mauled by military working dogs. TL, DR. Naruto run and you'll be fine. I heard Area 76 is much more detailed than the other areas. According to a guy named Todd, apparently it has 16 times the detail than the previous areas. And 4 times the size. Takes notes. Don't get shot. Checkmark. Don't get mauled by a very large and well-trained German Shepherd. Checkmark. Retired military here. From a public opinion standpoint, the base MPs and BASF have got the short straw. If they don't stop incursions into the restricted space, they'll be a laughing stock. If they do, they'll be heartless, faceless assaulters of the general public. If real military force is required to be brought to bear against civilians, they'll be lambasted. From a practical side, civilians who think they can breach Area 51 are delusional. The military is not restricted to the same low-level riot equipment or rules of engagement that a municipal police force is. And assaulting a military installation would probably get you a trip to a black site military prison, assuming you didn't just wind up shot. Military forces protecting a restricted space are going to use lethal force, if necessary. The whole "they can't stop all of us" argument just baffles me. The invention of the machine gun in World War I kind of proved that yes they can stop all of you. But yet I would hate to be stationed there and actually have this situation happen. Like you said, it's a lose-lose. They could fire plenty of warning shots and I'd assume all the morons retards would turn around really quickly. Area 51 isn't going to stand a chance with the Naruto runners and the power of friendship. Maybe the real aliens was the friends we made along the way. Military forces protecting a restricted space are going to use lethal force, if necessary. This is going to be great. I bet nothing will even happen since people won't probably even turn up and the few who come will leave once they will see some serious weapons. Only couple of assisted suicide candidates would stay. Area 51 is probably in reality boring like other government offices. Most of classified documents are boring as fuck to read. It's like OMG, why would anyone classify this since nobody would want to read it anyway? My popcorn will be wasted once again. Area 51 is a sham. The aliens are actually in Area 675.6 located in the Alaskan tundra. Hey. Shut up about that. Fuck's sake, now we gotta move them again. If people show up, the realistic answer is Area 51 isn't shooting anyone. They'll send out the guards, arrest a few people to make a point, and everyone will turn around and leave. If an actual mob shows up, they'll probably hit them with non-lethal crowd control. I can't imagine they'll send guards directly into a crowd to make arrests. It's not like they're fighting a trained army. They could tear gas the crowd and shoot anybody who doesn't stop with rubber bullets. Soon enough the whole crowd will Naruto run away. In all seriousness, I'm wondering if other bases are on alert in case this thing really goes down. I'm more worried if actual bad groups use this event to their advantage. Can confirm that people in the area are annoyed. This is being taken as a serious threat to a military base sort of. Expect the picture of the brief where the airman is explaining Naruto running. Glad I'm not stationed anywhere near there. Side note, I almost hope something happens just for the memes. Just so you know. Any military installation is authorized to use deadly force. Our base allows it, so I am positive Area 51 is authorized. You'll better be practicing to Naruto run. Retired message here. I honestly doubt more than a handful of people could actually make it to the installation since it's miles from the nearest town with no real roads leading in. That said, I was assigned to the Army's Delta Force in the 2000s, and our guard force was not only authorized to use deadly force if there was a breach of the perimeter, but it was standard operating procedure they should since the compound is regarded as a high-value asset. But, let's say for argument's sake thousands of civilians were making their way to the installation. The most likely scenario would be a temporary extension of the installation's enforceable borders augmented by local, state, and federal agencies working in conjunction to arrest them. Let's say thousands slip by these first echelons of Leos, though. You'd most likely have escalating use of force the closer they get to the installation. Let's say thousands still make it through laser, sonic, rubber bullets, and tear gas deterrents and they get to the installation's physical barrier. They'd get shot and triggered on site. Eater, and those that live would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. This is the most realistic answer here. There's no way local law enforcement, or even the Alphabet Boys will let anyone close enough for guard force of the installation to have a problem. Lol, never heard them called the Alphabet Boys. Definitely stealing this. Not military, but we should raid everyone's house while they're raiding Area 51. Ah yes, I always wanted 300 anime sex dolls. Nah, the guys with the sex dolls were just the ones making the memes to lure all the Kyles into storming Area 51. All you'll find in a Kyle's house are punched up drywall and empty monster cans. Fuck yeah, silver. Now how would one exchange it for anime sex dolls? Asking for a friend. Once upon a time, not very long ago, a young man and woman joined the military. They then went to basic and were accepted as security forces, base police. They were excited. They were told they would be keeping the perimeter secure. High hopes for action. Then they receive orders to a base in the middle of nowhere with nothing to do. They find out that being a SP is sitting on the flight line at 2 AM watching a jet or standing at a gate in the heat. Their amazing skills go to waste. Then a herd of jackasses come loping towards their fence. This is what they've been dreaming of. It will definitely be interesting. Becky, they're running away. Why are we still shooting? Brian, shut the fuck up and keep shooting. We ain't ever gonna see action like this again. Well, I got my popcorn ready. Make sure you like and subscribe so we can watch together.